What's going on, guys? I'm Trevor. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a 2-for-1 special on movie reviews. First up, we're going to be talking about Netflix's brand new movie starring Kevin Hart, Lift, a new heist movie that is a little bit fun, a little bit formulaic. And we're also going to be talking about the brand new musical, Mean Girls. Let me know your thoughts on both these movies if you have seen them down below in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button, like button, notification bell, and let's hop into this starting with Netflix's Lift. Now, you actually have a pretty stacked cast. You got Kevin Hart, you got Vincent D'Onofrio. You also have Sam Worthington. Now, this is a heist movie, and Netflix has tried to tackle the heist genre several times now, and I don't want to say they miss the mark all the time, but they definitely don't hit it as well as they should. The acting, I mean, it's fine, but the script feels like a full-on AI written script. It is so basic, from how it starts to what they say and how it ends, and then have like, oh, a little plot twist ending, which you know is coming. So it's one of those movies that really just missed the mark on exactly what it was going for. While these actors and actresses are good on screen, the script is so bad that they aren't really able to flesh out in their own. Kevin Hart, I love this guy. I always defend him. I always like a lot of his movies. And it seems like he didn't even really want to be there in this movie. I'm also testing that to the script. It's so basic, it's so formulaic. It takes place very high in the air. Obviously, they're on an airplane, so that dynamic worked pretty well. The way they set this whole up, it definitely felt Fast and Furious, Mission Impossible-y, but not even as quality as those movies, especially not even the quality as Fast and Furious, which is kind of bizarre to say. The chemistry of our characters works very well. There's one character of Magnus. He's a funny guy throughout this movie. He was my favorite part about this movie, though he's very not much in it. And they have a couple heists throughout this film that just the stakes don't feel that high. It all feels like it's gonna be okay. It does feel like a PG-13 movie. It doesn't feel like any of our characters aren't gonna make it through. The stakes aren't very high, so overall, you're just not too invested or really at least worried about these characters, because you know that most likely they're probably going to be fine, because it just felt like that type of movie throughout the entirety of it. And with all that being said, though, I didn't turn this movie off. I didn't have an urge to turn this movie off. I wasn't like, man, I can't wait to get through this. So I enjoyed my time somewhat. It was just something we've seen before, and that script really took this movie down. If they had a little bit better, because Kevin Hart can act. This dude is funny, but he's also a dramatic actor that can really perform. Let him perform throughout this movie, and by the end of it, again, they try to have these jokes here and there, and they do a lot of foreshadowing, forecasting. It's all fine. At the end of the day, this is just a fine movie, but with a cast of this caliber in this genre, you just want a little bit more from it. It's not terrible, it's fun enough. I'm going a 3 out of 5 for Netflix's Lift. Now let's head over to a much positive side of things, talking about Mean Girls. A lot of disagreements over the internet with this one. Twitter, everyone's either liking this movie or absolutely hating this movie. I'm much more on the positive side for this one. This is based off of a Broadway musical, and I think that's kind of forgotten when everyone goes in to see this movie. Now, Mean Girls, the movie, came out in 2004. Then that movie got turned into a Broadway musical where all these songs got added. And then the Broadway musical, which is pretty beloved on Broadway, is now being brought to the movie. So it's a remake of a movie and a musical mashed together, put on the big screen. And I like a lot of the songs from the musical, so the music for me, it worked. These musical numbers are done so well. They're so fun, they're so loud, they're so in your face, the colors are vibrant, and it's just a fun time. It feels like you're watching a Broadway show on the movie. I think that's exactly what they were going for, and they killed it on that. The cast, start to bottom, head to toe, is great. Everyone is so into the characters they're playing. None of it comes off cheesy. There's no bad acting throughout this movie. Renee Rapp playing Regina George, she played her on Broadway, crushes it. I mean, she is a star in the making. Unbelievable throughout this. She is born to play Regina George. Does so well. Has the voice of an angel. Just absolutely crushes it. So good. Angourie Rice, you might know her from Spider-Man movies. She's also from Honor Society a couple years ago. Highly recommend you check that out. It's actually very good. She's great. She's really coming into her own, and she crushes it as Katie in this movie. Katie, who Lindsay Lohan playing all those years ago, she comes in this movie, and she crushes it. Sings greatly as well. But Ollie Cravalho, Moana, I'm sorry, she is one of the most underrated actresses working today. I do not know why she's not in more movies, because she is fantastic. Probably the best actress on screen, but also 1000% the best singer. She sings the best song, in my opinion, in the Mean Girls musical, which is called I'd Rather Be Me. It might not be the best song, but for me, it's my favorite song, and she crushes it. Once she started singing it, I was like, this is it. I've been waiting the whole movie. I'd Rather Be Me. Unbelievable song. The soundtracks are great. The cast was great. Yes, this is a remake, so we know what's going to happen. We know how the movie's going to start, how it's going to finish, how it's going to end. They hit on all the things that the original Mean Girls does. It is a remake 1000%. Did it need to be made? No. Am I glad it was made? Yes. 2004 Mean Girls, I love it. I think it's absolutely hilarious. They hit on all those funny jokes in that movie. They even bring those up in this movie. They have the "You Go, Glenn Coco." You have the "I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom." And also they have when they're doing the Mathlete Triathlon and they tie, Lindsay Lohan comes up. She has a cameo in there and she said this actually has only happened one other time, hinting at the original Mean Girls. At the end of the day, I think you have to know what to expect when you're going into a movie like this. It's a remake from a movie and a musical brought to the big screen. It's fun. My theater had a great time. My wife absolutely loved it. That made me enjoy it more. I enjoy Mean Girls a heck of a lot. So far, it's my favorite movie of 2024. I've only seen 2 movies, so there's that. But nonetheless, I enjoyed Mean Girls a heck of a lot more than I thought it would. Huge surprise. Probably going to make that list by the end of the year. Going to 3.5 out of 5 for Mean Girls. And that's going to do it for our 2-for-1 special review on Lift and Mean Girls. Let me know your thoughts on both these movies if you have seen them down below in the comment section. Come back tomorrow because we're going to have Beekeeper review starring Jason Statham, directed by David Ayer. Looking forward to that because I like Jason Statham, I like action, and I like bees. I like honey. It's not bad. So I'm looking forward to watching that and reviewing it on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching and for being here. Lots of content coming over the next couple weeks. I'll see you guys in the next one.